What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
All right, so Jermell Charlo goes back and forth about Terence Crawford. You know, just like PBC fighters, man. They say everything but let's fight. At least the Charlos know their place, other than Jermell the other night running up on Dimitri Bivol talking about a whole bunch of nothing. He talking about, yeah, I can fight you, come to 60, come to 68. Then it's like he gets to the parking lot and tell the fans, stop trying to be promoters. I'm not a promoter, I'm just a fighter. But you just ran up on Bivol asking him to fight him. And you ain't had nothing to offer. Well, he is a name. Honestly, he is a name. So I don't know why, you know, they possibly wouldn't entertain it because, you know, he a name. But nonetheless, you know, he just went back and forth, people say, oh, he not as good as him. There is no undisputed, look here, there's no fighter in boxing, right, that's around the pound for pound. Let's say I'm saying pound for pound top 10. Y'all know how I feel. He high on my top pound for pound list, but they ain't saying much these days, right? There's no other fighter that's in that pound for pound list, maybe other than Canelo Alvarez, that got more debatable wins than Jermell Charlo. Who got more close victories than Charlo? No other one. I can't think other than Canelo Alvarez. Chris brought up a good point yesterday. He had a debatable versus Demetrius Hopkins. I forgot about that. He had a debatable in people's eyes versus Gabriel Rosado. He had a debatable versus Vanes Martirosyan. Andrade beat Vanes Martirosyan better. That's the fight thing Marani started, you know, the breakup. You know? John Jackson was beating the dog shit out of his ass. Tony Harrison, he lost. Who else did we have out there, man? I'm just going through his resume. If it wasn't for the rabbit punches, that Austin Trout fight would have been close too. Come on, he had a lot of debatables and a lot of guys he didn't fight there. Demetrius Andrade wasn't his fault. Didn't fight Erislandy Lar. Didn't fight Jared Hurd for whatever reason it was. Didn't fight none of them guys. And them just to name a few. Didn't get Miguel Cotto. Earl Spence could have got Cotto, but, you know, Golden Boy used politics over his head. Now I wasn't sending him to Golden Boy for no amount of fight. So we could talk about he been at the division long as hell. And you never fought the guy, you never fought the guy. Never. Had a debatable, lost to Castanos, a lot of people feel in the first fight. Came back and avenged it, that's cool. A lot of times if I play a game over and over again, I'm gonna do better the second time. So it ain't no fighter in the pound for pound list outside of maybe Canelo Alvarez that got more debatable and close victories than Jermell Charlo. None. And he didn't fight a whole bunch of guys. Wasn't his fault. Didn't fight Canelo. He chose Kirkland. Pulled a switcheroo. Chose Kirkland. Lara, he ain't want no smoke with Lara. Jared Hurd. They said some things about testing that he wasn't willing to do. I don't know how true that was. Maybe Jared Hurd just didn't want it. Andrade, J-Rock, a lot of guys he didn't fight who had belts and all that type of shit. So at the end of the day, he's not better than Terence Crawford when it comes to resume. Nigga been at the same weight forever and had a lot of close fights and some losses in there. You know? But he's still a dog ass. He's still a dog. He's still a champion. He's still a problem. You know, if him and Crawford fought, man, I probably would favor Jermell Charlo. He's just a bigger, more athletic guy. And stronger guy. A good big man beat a good little man. Or even a great little man, smaller man. I done seen, you know, I see Terence Crawford spar with Carlos Adames and from Iglesias on the internet. You know? But the thing about Charlo, he load up, and that, you know, kind of got that Keith Thurman thing. Crawford got a chance, but as far as pedigree, Jermell Charlo not on that level of pedigree. Terence Crawford doesn't lose to those versions as of right now. He doesn't lose to guys like Tony Harrison or had close fights with the Castanos, you know, guys like that, you know, of the 47, 140 pound and 35 pound divisions. He don't struggle with guys like Demetrius Hopkins, Gabriel Rosado, Vanes Martirosyan, John Jackson. He don't struggle with those type of guys. You know what he do with them type of dudes? He usually knock their dick in the dirt, knock their ass out. Okay, say the same thing about Jermell. So really, you know, Jermell Charlo can say whatever he want to say. He said, oh, we keeping him relevant. Man, nigga, he keeping y'all relevant. To be honest, he keeping y'all relevant. He said, well, we ain't fighting forever. Y'all both about to have the same, if his fight with Alvarez go off, y'all both got the same amount of fights this year. You know, every time he go to Terence, I don't understand why he pound for pound. I don't understand. It's jealousy. It's jealousy, and then the media don't like him neither. But then again, when you and your brother slapping niggas' phones and yelling and screaming and unapproachable, yelling at fans and their kids and shit, man, niggas ain't gonna fuck with y'all, nigga. It's always personal when you involve in fans. Always personal. Always personal. But you will never get that respect, nigga. Never get the respect that he got right now. Never. You don't even have the popularity. You should be begging that nigga to fight. You should be begging Al Earl Spence to allow you to fight him. You should be begging, bruh. So many great bigger fighters made a name off of great smaller fighters, bruh. And that's a fact. So many of them. Marvin Hagler. He fought Hearns, Leonard, and fucking Duran. Bernard Hopkins, Trinidad, Oscar De La Hoya. That's just the way boxing is, and every now and again you get a really great little man that could be a really good or great big man. It didn't happen too much back in the day, but it happened every now and again. You know, you should be begging, my nigga. You should be begging, baby. I'm begging, baby. You should be Jodeci. But the message is always the same. Oh, no, he pound for pound. And you know, and I'm just thinking, if the nigga was broke, he was thirsty for attention, my nigga, he would have took that raggedy ass deal that a lot of y'all PBC fighters took. No creative control. You said it yourself. We don't pick the fights. We just show up and fight. He took that raggedy ass deal you took. Rich slave ass nigga. Shout out to Dolph. Rich slave to Al Heyman, not to the motherfucking Rothsteins and the motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? And them nigga slave to some nigga that's small potatoes in the grand scheme of in the world. You ain't a slave to the Rothsteins and Rothenbergers and all that. You ain't slaves to nobody like that, dude. The Decepticons. You know what I'm saying? Come on. You ain't slaves, nigga, like that. You're not. But, like I continue to say, it's always the same message. It's always jealousy. And it's always, it ain't never, let's fight. Let's make it happen. At least he know his place. Then he said, well, you fumbled the bag, nigga. You ain't fight Jerry Hurd. You ain't fight Andrade. You ain't fight Lara. You ain't fight Floyd Mayweather. You ain't fight none of them niggas. Everybody I named, even Canelo was on your side of the street at one point. You never fought him other than Demetrius Andrade. So talk about a nigga fumbling the bag, nigga. You done fumbled the bag 4 or 5 times, nigga. When Lara was having belts, we ain't hear a little lion purr. We ain't hear, you know what I'm saying? We ain't hear shit. We ain't hit no paw steps in the dark, nothing like that, nigga. Put your ass on hush mode. So a nigga that got a lot to say, that had nothing to say when Lara had a belt. Your brother talking about, our kids play together and we cool. Man, why you trying to hear that bullshit? When you got a resume like your brother's resume? Yeah, yours. Yours ain't that great, nigga. Struggling with average fighters, nigga. Average fighters. Come on. And you got the nerve to run your mouth? You struggling with average fighters. That's all I'm gonna say. You struggling with average fighters. Niggas, you supposed to blow past. Vet, go past. Everybody looking. 6 souls in the house and everybody cooking. You know? Supposed to be cooking these niggas. You out here losing and having debatables and shit. Man, nigga Rosario hit you so hard, you start rubbing the back of your head. Nigga hit you in your motherfucking your ribs. You start rubbing the back of your head and shit like that. You should be the last nigga talking, dude. You should be begging Terence Crawford to give you an opportunity. You can't do nothing but boost your weak ass profile, nigga, with Balenciaga and niggas don't know who the nigga is. They probably like Demolition Man, the ad version with Balenciaga. And somebody said he stand by Balenciaga. That's his choice. Rich slave. That's his choice. You know, if it was a black company, man, he'd have burnt that shit on live. Ringside with the Lions, burning the shit on live. I ain't mad. I mean, shit, I ain't mad at you. You hate to mix politics with, you know, and with your job. You never do that. And they can say, well, the union is political and all that type of stuff. True. But you can draw the line. You can draw the line. You never want to mix politics and work. Trust me, you never want to talk about your politics in the workplace. You know, you really don't ever want to talk about money in the workplace. Keep all that shit separate. I done seen it turn super ugly in work spaces off that shit. Keep that political shit close to your vest. You know, but that's what he choose to do. I ain't knocking nobody, man. But he got that Balenciaga and niggas still don't know who he is. Niggas just think it's Demolition version. That Adidas shit he had on, man. Boy, man. They talking about they mad over them damn bears, how them children bears was fucking dressed. Boy, oh boy. They should been fucking mad about how Charlo was dressed with that Balenciaga bullshit he had. That long ass Adidas shit he had on. Look like Kanye dressed your ass. Slavery is a choice looking ass boy. That nigga, man, I was like, man, what is this? Man, I mean, maybe I'm just out of touch, man. They be saying, this shit is dripping. No, I be looking at these niggas, man. And the Migos said, well, you gotta look at what our grandfather was wearing. I was like, Ron Isley, them niggas, man, bro. Whatever, okay, you niggas want to be a bunch of Prince, high platform type of niggas, cool. I ain't tripping. Hip-hop been destroyed long ago. It been destroyed a long time ago. Y'all been and did the job on hip-hop. Y'all been and did it. You know, but I mean, shit, it is what it is. But you know, you niggas should be begging the nigga, man. That's a lot of people that made names off 47-pounders moving up. And in rearview mirror, he should be easy work. You know, y'all say he ain't got no chin because of what happened with, you know, Gamboa and Brian Norman in the gym. Okay. Come on, what's the fear? Why they trying to age the nigga out then? How many times it was rumored that Floyd Mayweather got knocked the fuck out in the gym? See, in boxing, I like what Nate always say this. You know, Mike Jones was telling him, I ain't never been dropped and knocked out. He said, you hang around long enough, it's gonna happen. Got knocked out. One of the hardest punchers in his era too, Randall Bailey. He's a big welterweight too. Yeah, you hang around in boxing, it's gonna happen. Trust me. Or you're gonna get hurt in that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit. You know? And niggas thinking sparring equals like it equals something. It don't. I done heard about niggas get whooping niggas at sparring fucking legends, nigga. When it comes to that real fight, it's different. Ain't no 10s, 12s, or 14s, 16s, headgear on. It's totally different thing. Omar Henry used to give Floyd some good ass work in the gym. Some great work in the gym. Rest in peace to Omar Henry too. You know, people say, who's Omar Henry? Because you don't know shit about boxing. We're going to be the next up at 54. I don't mean he would have gave him work in the ring. But nonetheless, it is what it is. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video. Share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications. Increase your chance for notifications. We go live or drop a video. Appreciate the love and support. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.